Once upon a time, there was a girl named Lucy. Lucy lived in a small village with her dad Mr. Kenneth and her brother Richard. Their mother died many years ago, so it was just them. Lucy was a very hard-working girl. She worked hard day by day. Lucy had a friend named Stella. Lucy and Stella were very good friends. They were seen almost everywhere together. They had been friends since they were children. Lucy had a boyfriend named Dan. She and Dan loved each other very much, but Dan was from a very poor family. But despite that, Lucy loved Dan so much. Mr. Kenneth, Lucy's father, disliked Dan. He would always say to his daughter Lucy, "Why are you always with this useless boy? What's his name again? Dan, I have told you countless times that that boy has nothing to offer. I want a rich son-in-law, not some riffraff." Lucy would reply to him that it's Dan she loves, and doesn't want any other man. She and her father had this quarrel over and over again. One day, a man drove into Lucy's compound asking for Lucy's hand in marriage. Mr. Kenneth was so happy that finally he got someone worthy to marry his daughter. Mr. Kenneth brought the proposal to Lucy, but she bluntly refused, saying she won't marry any other man than Dan. Her father said to her, "You are lying, because who you are going to get married to is the young man that came to ask for your hand in marriage, not that riffraff." Lucy was so worried. She didn't want to marry any other man than Dan because she truly loves him. Lucy went to her friend's house, Stella. She explained to Stella what had transpired in her house. She told Stella that she doesn't want to marry any other man than Dan. Stella said to Lucy, "Why don't you reconsider what your father said to you? You know your father wants the best for you, and besides you will get to marry a man that can take care of you and your family." Lucy said to Stella, "How can you say this to me? You know how much I love Dan. I won't be able to leave him." Stella said, "Okay, do what you want, it's your life anyways." Lucy left. As she was going home, a man in his car stopped Lucy. Lucy asked who he was. The young man replied, "My name is Edward, but you can call me Eddie. I was the one that came to your dad with a proposal. I really love you. I want to make you my wife. Please accept me." Lucy stopped him right there. She told him that she has a man and she's not interested in him, that he should leave him alone. Lucy walked out. The next day Lucy went to meet Dan as they used to meet. She asked Dan when she is coming to meet her people, that her father wants to impose marriage on her. Dan told her to calm down, that he is saving money for that, and that she should wait for him. Lucy smiled and told him that she would wait as long as he wanted because she loved him so much. They both smiled. On the other hand, Mr. Edward kept coming to Lucy's house begging her to reconsider, but Lucy would bluntly refuse. Edward met with Lucy's father and begged him to beg his daughter that he truly loves her. Mr. Kenneth kept assuring him not to worry, that he will marry his daughter. This went on for 2 months. Lucy went to Stella's house together with Dan and declared their intention to run away to the city. Stella discouraged her, but she made up her mind. Lucy said to Dan that she saved some money. With the money, they could rent an apartment in the city and find jobs to be able to sustain themselves. Dan agreed to it. Few days later, Lucy and Dan ran away to the city. There they started a new life. Back in the village, Mr. Kenneth kept looking for his daughter but couldn't find her. Also, Edward came asking for her, but Mr. Kenneth couldn't give him a valid answer. Edward was so worried. He asked all her friends, but no one could tell where she was. He even came to ask her best friend Stella, but Stella refused telling him. Edward was so disappointed. Girls would gossip around asking each other, what did Edward see in that Lucy, that he couldn't look at any one of us? Why would he love someone that ran away with her boyfriend? Who knows what Lucy did to him? Back in the city, few months later, after Lucy and Dan ran away, they got married. After some months, Lucy became pregnant. She and Dan was overjoyed. Dan pampered Lucy so much during her pregnancy until she gave birth to a beautiful girl. They lived as a happy family for months until Dan began to change. He would look for small reasons to argue with Lucy and hit her. This went on and on. Lucy was no longer happy with her marriage with Dan. Lucy was the major breadwinner of the house. She had a good paying job. Dan would always stay at home and enjoy the proceeds. When Lucy comes back home, he would find reasons to argue with her and hit her. Lucy would stay in her room and cry. She didn't know what to do again because she did everything to make Dan happy. She would wonder where she went wrong. Few weeks later, Stella, her friend, relocated to the city to keep her friend company. Lucy was so happy to see her. She discussed to her what she is experiencing in her marriage. Her friend would advise her to stay calm, that her husband would change soon, that she should give him some time. After the discussion, they chatted and Lucy went home. On getting home, Dan asked her where she is coming from. She told him, but Dan said she is lying, that she had started sleeping around with men, that he would kill her one day in the house. Things went on like this until Dan visited Stella in her house and complained to her that he thinks his wife is cheating on her, that she would tell him that she came to her house. He asked Stella if Lucy do come by, but Stella denied it, saying that Lucy doesn't come to her house, rather she do go to one of her boyfriend's house. Dan was so furious. Stella tried to calm him down by seducing him, which he fell for. He continued seeing Stella and sleeping with her. Lucy kept complaining to her friend Stella about her marriage problems. Stella asked if her husband touches her. Lucy told him that her husband hasn't touched her in months. She encouraged Lucy to try and make her husband touch her. Lucy said to try her best. Lucy came to talk to her husband. She told him that she wants their marriage to work, that she would quit her job and stay at home always, and do what he wants. Let's give our marriage another chance, she said. Dan doesn't even want to hear it. He ignored Lucy and left. One day Lucy came by at Stella's house. They were chatting until Stella left to get something, dropping her phone on the sofa. A message popped. Lucy read the message, became annoyed and left hurriedly, telling Stella that she had something important to do. She got home and was crying. She asked her husband Dan why he would do this to her. It happened that Stella was HIV positive and she had transferred it to Dan. She cried deeply. One day she was going out. She met Stella. Stella wanted to hug her, but she stopped her there. She asked Stella, "How could you do this to me, Stella? Your own friend. You slept with my husband and gave him HIV to transfer to me too. No wonder you encouraged me to do everything possible to make him touch me." Stella told her that she deserved it. If she hadn't left her in the village, that she wouldn't come to the city and get raped the same time, which resulted to her being HIV positive. Lucy said to her, "You are a very wicked friend, but sorry to burst your bubbles, I am not a carrier." She told her that her husband never touched her, which makes her free. She walked out. Stella was so angry. Lucy went to her house, packed her things and took her daughter to the village. When she got to their house in the village, her father told her to leave her house, that she is not welcomed. Lucy knelt down begging her father, but her refused. With the help of her brother, they were able to calm their father down. Few weeks later, Edward came by in the village to check his projects and met Lucy again. He asked Lucy what she is doing in the village. Lucy narrated to her what she went through. He felt so sorry for her. He told Lucy that after she broke her heart, that he traveled overseas, but he isn't married yet. He never got married, but he would like to marry her still. He told her that he never stopped loving her. Lucy told him that her last marriage wasn't funny, that she would have to think about it. Edward told her to take her time. When Lucy's father heard Edward asked for Lucy's hand in marriage, he became convinced that Edward truly loves her. He convinced Lucy to marry him. Few weeks later, Edward got married Lucy and relocated to the United States. He accepted Lucy's daughter as his own. Dan regretted what he did to Lucy and wanted to make amends, but it was too late for him. Moral lesson: you don't know what you have until you lose it. Value people and relationships. I pray for every woman out there to find true love, because when you finally meet that person, the days of your life will be filled with joy and happiness. You will forget that once upon a time you actually suffered.
Please stay tuned to my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share.